All right. It is good to be back, guys. Rob Roy here, and we are now officially Empowered Fitness. Um, and it's time for a change, and I'm glad we did it. So, if you're new to us, we're going to have a Facebook group, and we also have a YouTube channel where we share success stories. It's not only about success, but it's about empowering each other to live the fittest life that you can, the healthiest life that you can. So today we're talking to our friend Zandra Ross. Zandra is located up in Canada, whoop, right over my shoulder right here. And she's got an incredible 18-month journey. She's going to share some things with you, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it there. So, right before I leave here, it's going to be in two segments. You can watch the entire video, or if you don't have enough time, it's going to be cut into two segments there. So don't get them confused, all right? It's good to be back, and I'm glad to be here, and we can talk about things like this. You guys take care. Okay, guys, here we go. Today we are talking with our friend of the channel, Zandra Ross. And Zandra Ross has made a beautiful transformation. Um, I don't know how long, maybe over the past year, I believe. And so, Zandra, go ahead and introduce yourself and let's talk a little bit.
Thank you for having me here, Rob. This is so exciting. I get to watch the show all the time. And now I finally get to be a guest. I love it. Thank you for asking me to be a part of this. I really appreciate it. Um, my name is Zandra Ross. My maiden name is Wycott. And why is that important? Because I'm a First Nations, or in the States, it would be a Native American. In Canada, we call it First Nations, or Indigenous is kind of that more encompassing terminology. And that is my maiden name, and that's my family name from my community of it's funny. I grew up calling it the Williams Lake Indian Band, right? That was kind of the
Mhm.
the government term, and but really everyone called us sugarcane. And so now they're the Williams Lake First Nation, which is a transformation in itself in our communities. And so, but I've been blessed to live in another territory for a long time. I'm not even counting years anymore, but it's been a long time, and I've been living in another territory. I'm northern Shuswap, or northern Takalmuk, and I am in the beautiful territory of Prince George, British Columbia, Canada,
Mm.
which is also home to the Lheidli T'enneh people, or the Carrier, or the Kelp people. So, yeah, so it's exciting. I've been able to raise my children here, and it's definitely my second home.
Absolutely. That's a great beginning. So let's talk about this transformation now. We've known each other for years, probably since 2019, right?
Yes,
That was my
yes,
first year,
yes,
2019.
me too, me
And
too.
we just this is our sixth year of the Sanders Fitness Club.
Crazy.
So yeah, it's been fun. A lot of work, a lot of no pay, but
Yeah.
it's a passion. It's a passion.
And we appreciate you for it, my friend. You do a great job keeping us all motivated and positive and all that other stuff. So thank you for giving us something to be a part of. And I think it's even more important for the people that don't go, because as you know, this is my year. I didn't go this year. And it's nice to still have this connection to it. So it's more than just fitness. It's a social connection for all of us too. So thank you for that, Kuksha.
I forgot that you didn't go. We didn't go either. We took
There
a
you go.
break.
See?
Yeah,
And we're
yeah,
still connected. Like, how amazing is that?
absolutely. So I'm going to ask you a question, and here we go. You ready?
I'm always ready. Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you, doll. Hit me.
So, what motivated you to start your physique transformation journey?
So I would say I'll try to give you the long story short. I always wanted to be good at sports. I always wanted to be on a team. I grew up in a northern remote community, and the teams were very small, and so you had to be good at sports to be able to do it. So I just never even bothered. I had a, I think everybody has childhood trauma and junk in the trunk and all that kind of stuff that keeps you and holds you back. But then I had an amazing stepfather that came into my life that loved bodybuilding, and he would take me to this gym. I'd be 10 and 11. I was in gymnastics, trying, but I was weak as a kitten. And I would see these magazines with these women, and I'd be like, oh my gosh. And this would have been in the 80s, right? At the advent
Yeah.
of women's bodybuilding. And it was like, they look so beautiful and strong. And the couple who owned the gym, she was amazing and powerful before I'd ever seen anything like that. And so it became like a lifelong love affair with bodybuilding and seeing it. And I never pursued it. My nickname was Sports Goofy growing up because everyone was afraid that I was going to hurt myself because trauma, that, you know what I mean? Like I would dabble in it, I'd run a little, I'd do, but really it was a fear of failure. So even as a small child, I call it spoon and egg day, like those fun sport activity days.
Hmm.
I never went to one. I played sick every single time because a lot of it was anxiety. Knowing now, I think it was a touch of rejection sensitivity dysphoria. So a lot of things that just weren't, oh, I'm embarrassed or ashamed. It's like, oh, I have a physiological for this that I don't want to
Hmm.
be a part of it.
Right.
So I would dabble at it, but then I really found it hard to stay motivated. So at one point, I was like, you know what? Maybe if I'm certified in this, get a job in it, maybe then if I'm getting paid to work out.
Hmm.
So I got involved with the YMCA, got certified. They were like, you've never done this before? I'm like, no, I don't know what I'm doing here. And just a natural at it, I think, like you, it was just in my spirit to
Hmm.
want to help people. And so that began a probably a 3-year intensive where I worked at every fitness place in town. I became a specialist in sports training and senior fit. Anywhere where there was some extraordinary thing. I worked at a schizophrenic society. That's what I love doing. Is I just didn't want to do regular stuff. Why?
Right.
Because I know how I felt walking into a gym, how intimidating and scary, and I thought I want to create experiences for those people that go, oh, I found my space. So I got bored of that because, as you know me, I'm a little bit hyperactive, Rob. So I got tired of teaching at other people's gyms, literally in like 6 months, and I went, I'm going to open my own studio. And everyone's like, what do you know about that? Nothing. I don't ever. I just jumped in
Hmm.
and ran a very successful
Oh,
studio
wow. Okay.
for 2 years. Yeah. And then, even then, though, something wasn't right because I had gotten in really good shape. There's all sorts of little journeys, but I've run half marathons, I've done, and I've been very in shape. Except probably about 2018, 29,
Okay.
when I actually had the studio, I was teaching 16 classes a week. I couldn't lose that 10 pound. Like I just,
Hmm.
what's wrong kind of thing, right? And I got really sad and miserable. And I don't know, I think it was a long time before that too. So then my husband, we were supposed to be going to run a half marathon in Las Vegas, the Vegas half marathon. He said, no, we're not this year. And I went, what? And he goes, we're going to go to the Dominican Republic because Sammy Hagar's playing at this 80s music festival. And I went, what? I don't want to go there. I like we're doing this. And so, as you know, we
Hmm.
went and it literally transformed my life. It was the beginning of that mental transformation. I immediately got back from because I wanted to live my life with joy and excitement and fun and feel like live like I am in my head, not be, oh, wait,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, so I got back from the Sands in what would that have been like the end of October, I think that first year, right?
Hmm.
I immediately went back, told my landlord I'm done. She was like, what do you mean you're done? You're not done. I said, yeah, I shut down
Wow.
shop by the end of December, sold everything in the studio. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I got so much time. I got all these cool things. And then COVID hit. And so it was a journey. And I
Hmm.
honestly got to tell you, it was a real struggle. I did not get back on the wagon. And then I realized I'm in menopause. So that's the other piece of it is no energy, miserable, hot, can't
Right.
lose those few pounds. I'm not a big person to begin with, but all of that stuff. And so I almost despaired, but then went into a place that I know a fitness professional. I said, what should I do? I cannot get motivated. I want
Mhm.
it. I need a fear-based goal. I need some
Mhm.
reason. So she went, I want you to sign up with this coach. And that's what he does. You want to get on the stage? And I'm like, I don't know what else to do. So long story short, we started a 10-month, for me, rapid transformation
Wow.
to get me onto my first bikini bodybuilding contest in September of last year.
Okay. All right. Because I knew that you were in training, and I think you were so busy. We couldn't keep up with you, you know. But
Totally.
the photos that you shared with me, and I'm going to share with the group, it's a hell of a journey.
What I got to tell you is, you know what? I'm going to tell a couple of things, I guess a couple of really big awarenesses for people because that I thought I was doing pretty good. Like I was like, oh, geez, why can't it's just menopause is the reason. But on this journey, I think the biggest thing that I realized was I wasn't pushing myself hard enough. And I'm not saying beat yourself up, run yourself down, but you know, Rob, it's not just an age thing. It's about staying in a physical state for a long period of time. And the longer you stay in that physical state, the more difficult it is to get out of it.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so, yes, if you've been in it for 5, 6, 7 years of not doing the things,
Hmm.
it is, you do have to go a little more, a little
Hmm.
longer, not more intense. It's not harder, longer, and more intense at the same time, right? But I realized, oh, wow, okay, I do need to put a little more thought, effort, and structure into what I'm doing. But the great news is, I still got incredible results. And I
Hmm.
have to be honest with you, you got to see my journey last year. It
Yeah.
wasn't perfect. I would say that I was able to do about 65, maybe 70% out of 100 of what I don't want to say I should have done, but what other people would
Okay.
have done prior to getting into a little tiny bikini on a stage.
Right.
And I realized, well, if I wait until I'm perfect, if I wait until I have the perfect year, then I'm never going to do it.
Hmm.
And I'm a motivational speaker, I'm a facilitator. So it's partially about inspiring other people and showing them it's possible. So if I have to be perfect to show up, like
Hmm.
you, right? That's what's great about seeing you, then why bother? Who would want to even start the journey? So that was really exciting for me. Is even there was people who said you shouldn't. Are you crazy? You're going to get on stage. You have not worked hard enough. Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh. So I went to my coach and he was like, "Are you kidding me? You are no offense, you're a menopausal woman who really didn't get to do the whole thing. I got to see Ozzy Osbourne's final concert. I got to travel everywhere and do everything. And he said, you still lost 25 pounds and you are still like, I can't believe how well you've done. So, yeah, you're getting on the stage.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Because
please.
the before and after from
Yes.
25 to 26, January to January.
Hopefully, it's good enough view. My coach, I just noticed a message. He goes, it's pretty pixelated. I was like, what is it? So I can send you something else if you need
Okay.
that, Robson.
Sure. So what was your transformation besides you said you lost 20 plus pounds?
Yes, I lost 20 plus pounds. I did, geez, how do I want to say it? I have worked out, but I really didn't. I've done free weights and stuff like Beachbody was kind of
Right.
the thing that I had done the most, right?
Hmm.
And so you do weights, but not heavy weights because you're trying to go hard fast in a short amount of time. Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean? So you really can't.
Yes.
So, and I would do it for a little bit. I just didn't go hard enough. Then I'd be like, oh, geez, that was hard. I'm going to back off. So, um, really for me, and when my coach interviewed me, he said, what do you want? Like, I think he was like, why do you want to do this? And I said, well, A, I need a little fear goal. B, I always wanted to be part of something. I wanted to be part of a team. I wanted to be part of a group of people that are doing cool things and that inspire me, right?
Hmm.
That's my job. I want to be inspired. And I haven't been to a real gym and I don't know when and blah, blah, blah. So that's what it was all about. For him, it was no, I need you at the gym. And I'd say, oh, I can't make it. I need you to find, he goes, no, you want a community. You wanted, it wasn't just about a physical transformation.
Right.
And So that was a big piece of it, is getting out and going to a gym, being social. And everyone's like, you're not. No, not when I'm not getting paid or when I'm at an 80s music event having the
Right.
blast, right?
Right. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so that was a big piece of it was just trying to and honestly, between us, it's funny, that was the other big thing that really was a transformation. Was sorry, my brain, I'm getting messages popping up here. Was being excited about eating healthy and having a
Hmm.
goal to work towards. Do you know what I mean? Like having
Absolutely.
some kind of structure in my
Hmm.
life. So yeah.
Yes. So you lost 20 pounds.
Sorry, yes.
Um, what else? Did you gain muscle during this?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm so much stronger. I mean, I don't know how you even really
Hmm.
quantify that.
Right.
We'll put it this way. I'm strong. I'm getting stronger by the day
Hmm.
that I've booked my next three contests. We'll put
Nice.
it that way. That's where I'm at. And it's funny because looking back, I'm like, oh, you try not to beat yourself up on the first one. But man, even that, just my mindset. I'm an athlete now. And to me, that's the other thing. When you are going to do something, whether it's just to get back in shape, eat healthy, maybe some people go, I'm just going to eat healthy. I can't do that. I got to think, breathe, eat,
You do.
and act like an athlete
You do.
because we don't have to. Nobody's going to make us do this.
Hmm.
We're not getting paid to do this. I'm not. So, what do I need to do to motivate myself? How do I stay focused on this goal? So, being able to self motivate, even when I'm in England and my husband's like, I'm sick of walking. And I'm like, okay, well, I still got another 7,000 steps to do
Right.
tonight. So I'm just going to walk around the area and for another 2 hours or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
um, and also just going, I just have to make the best choices that I can instead of just
Hmm.
throwing the whole towel in.
Right.
Okay, there's not exactly my diet here. I just got to do the best I can. So those are two really big things: is being able to self motivate
Hmm.
and be able to make better choices. They're not always perfect, but then not throw the towel in.
Well, you got to live too.
Totally,
You
I
got to
love
enjoy it.
milkshakes.
How many steps do you do a day? I'm just curious. Or what's your goal?
So, in the heart of it, and that's why I didn't get into your step contest. I thought about it, but I thought I will overly inflate it because I did 18,000 plus steps a day for probably
Hmm.
6 or 7 months.
Uh-huh.
And most of it I ran because
Oh,
I
wow.
stopped running for years. I didn't want to
Uh-huh.
do it anymore. Well, it's hard to walk 18,000 steps. Like it takes a long time. So I thought I need to go faster. So I actually started jogging, run walking.
Hmm.
I tell people because I go, you run, I run walk. I have a little shuffle. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Uh-huh.
whatever people think. I always tell them, whatever I tell you, or I'll say, let's go hiking. They're like, I can't do that. I go, can you walk? And they're like, yeah. I'm like,
Hmm.
well, that's what hiking is. I don't know what to do, but
Absolutely.
so yeah, so 18,000 steps post show, because of course, as you know, you ramp up hard pre-show, right? It's a process. Post show now, I'm at like 10,000 steps.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm looking
yeah,
at I've got some numbers here. So that you were walking about nine, almost 10 miles a day.
yes,
Um, just by walking from these numbers here, you're about 900 to 1,000 calories a day just burning walking.
yes, yes.
That's how powerful it is.
And now my system is that's the other exciting thing. It's not going to happen overnight because I would look and go, why aren't people going? Well, I'm older. I've been in this state for a long enough time. I don't have 100 pounds to lose like other people.
Right.
I'm
Hmm.
a decent. I can get around. So I had to work harder and a little bit longer. Why? To fire up my metabolism.
Hmm.
The coolest thing, that's the other big change when you ask me, and that's why I want to get people excited. The thing is now I can barely keep weight on me. My coach had
Right.
all these expectations of me that you're supposed to gain. I could not gain weight. And I mean, I was like, no, no, I'm going to eat some hamburgers. I'm going to McDonald's. I'm going to eat some milkshakes. I'm going to do.
Right.
I could not. Why? Because my metabolism is so high right now that it's crazy. So, as a menopausal, post whatever age you want to be, That's what's exciting about working out. It's just not about, oh, I want to look good in my bikini. No, it
Right.
literally fires everything up in your
Oh.
body. And then as well, I have some people go, oh, endorphins, I don't get them. Honestly, I didn't either in the end. And that's where I started to feel dead inside. So that's where a lot of this started too, even before that, when I went to a doctor and said, why do I feel so crappy all the time? What's going
Right.
on? And
Right.
was diagnosed with menopause, did some hormone
Mhm.
tests. Even
Right.
then, my husband went because I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't think your tummy should be like that. And he went and went down a path where he's like, holy crap. So that's what I say too. It hasn't just been working out and eating healthy, it's been self awareness. It's about goal setting. It's
Mhm.
about also having injuries. That's part of
Yes.
it too, right?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's one of the unfortunate things. I've been in a lot of pain, and I won't lie to you why, because I push hard
Mhm.
when I don't have time to build. So that's why I got to tell you, all of you, don't worry about if it's taking you a long time to build, take a long time to build. I'm walking proof that when you push too hard, you get chronic pain. So I've had some chronic pain happening, and it was, um, and I ignored it for a long time. Push, 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 right? And that's everybody, whether it's arthritic pain, whether it's mental pain, whether it's spiritual pain, whatever it is,
Mhm.
stop it. Go start doing things. I was like, well, I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh, there's a list of try some Reiki, try some acupuncture, try some dry needling. If anybody
Mhm.
wants to know, that is the number one thing. Stick, yeah. Try some massage, try some yoga. Like, you don't know. Now I'm like the dry needling, which is
Mhm.
inserting a longer right needle right into that muscle and creating that has been life changing for me. So
Julie's done that. Absolutely.
excellent.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
losing it there for a while. And so that's my confession to you all. And another big piece of it too is I really struggled to get protein in the whole time. So
Uh-huh.
a lot of those medical professionals are now going,
Mhm.
what's your protein intake? They're like, that might be it. So any of my ladies in menopause, it's even more important now for you to start getting that protein in. And I'm sure you've talked about it. You go, what does that look like? I said, you know what? Ideally, you get a gram per pound of whatever you weigh. Some of you go, holy smokes. I know, right? I know. That's why you got to track it. But if you can even get 0.65, I think that's the minimum USDA kind of recommendation. But I promise you, you want to know what was the biggest thing? People think
Mhm.
it's the steps. People think, yeah, the working out, all that. No, it was increasing my protein. That
Mhm.
is also why now I cannot keep weight on in a good
Ah,
way
okay.
because of that increased protein. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
What's a typical breakfast for you then? What's how are you getting all that protein in?
Okay, so where do I start? I start with 50 grams. So what am I aiming for? 145 grams of protein a day. That's
Okay.
my, I've got other macros, but honestly, it's really difficult. That's the other thing I'm going to tell you.
Mhm.
It's hard to measure all of the things or focus because then you're doing this. I need to focus on getting 145 grams a day,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
So I start out with 50 grams of oats, whatever you want. I don't
Uh-huh.
care.
Yeah.
Some people foo-foo upon it. Hey, man, it's got a decent amount. It's filling. I do 30 grams of hemp hearts. I just
Okay.
love it. It has a nutty taste to it, delicious. I do 20 to 35 grams of protein powder, depending on what
Mhm.
I'm using, because the sweeter and more delicious they get, watch your protein count. You'll assume it's 30 grams. No, you get some diesels and some really good tasting there, 24 grams, 23 grams. So you really need to measure. That's the other big
Yes.
thing. It sucks, but just have that scale always there, little tiny one.
Yeah.
And then 90 to, I would say 75 to 100 grams of frozen blueberries. Mix
Oh,
that all up like
okay.
porridge.
Uh-huh.
Go. Um, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a big meal. It's delicious. I love it. Why? Because I know I got a lot coming for the rest of the day. Second meal, depending, it all depends on how late I eat that.
Mhm.
I don't mean to, but because of I'm a night owl. Sometimes don't sleep at all. I will wake up late. So it all depends when I get that first meal in. And that's what I tell people. I'm not going to lie and say, oh no, I have it every day at this. I would love to, but I don't.
Right.
As you saw today, what my life is like. So whenever that first meal is, then if it's early enough, I will have some carbonate seeded bread, the high
Hmm.
protein, with some peanut butter, light peanut butter.
Right.
No, I don't do that natural crap. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I like some sugar. I need some of that satiety. I will even put some butter on it just to give it that a little bit. Next meal, and I got to tell you, I am not a meat eater. So these are
Okay.
very, my new favorite thing is turkey cutlets. A
Okay.
little bit of fat in it, a little bit
Uh-huh.
of delicious. One of those suckers will give you, 30 to 40 grams of protein. And honestly, they're a lot cheaper a lot of times than getting the breast, but so
Hmm.
it's a cost
Okay.
effectiveness thing but it just tastes better to me than pure turkey.
Right.
Same with chicken breast. Oh, I'm sorry, I do it. But a lot of times I will do a turkey and a chicken breast. Those are kind of my two meats that I do.
Hmm.
Or I will make out a turkey. I may take the ground turkey breast and I'll make another favorite high protein meal for anybody who's in a rush who says, because I don't have, is brown turkey in a pan, throw in some tomato sauce or whatever you got, like to make a sauce. And then it's called La Viva pea protein keto spaghetti.
Never heard of
My
it. Okay.
gosh, a little tiny bit like this has like 27 grams of protein in
Oh,
it.
wow. Okay. All right.
So I can blast in a little bit of pasta with sauce in it, just about
Uh-huh.
50 grams. So yeah, so there you go. That's just a small. And then if I have any room left at the end of it, because those are usually
Hmm.
pretty good, I will do Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, mixed with another maybe 20 grams or 30 grams of protein powder and more blueberries.
Okay.
And then I'll throw some veggies in there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't realize that you could get that much protein outside of eating meat, you know. To me,
Yeah.
meat's just the go-to for me, but
Yeah.
that is good.
No, I know. And a lot of people will frown. I've got other bodybuilders say, oh, dairy. You know what? But they don't consider Greek yogurt and cottage cheese dairy. It is. So I will also include, I love drinking tea. So I will have a cup of skim milk or 1%
Uh-huh.
milk that I drink throughout the day as well. So I get another 8 or 9 grams of protein there.
All right. So, next question here. What keeps you on track when that you don't feel like doing it, you know? You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to eat healthy. What keeps you on track?
So that's why I have to book these contests. Like I said, I'll be honest with you. There is nothing
Right.
that keeps me on track. Other people, even friends, you say, "Oh, Sam's is coming up." I don't care. I always felt great in my bikini. It's not. My body was never really a question. I wanted it to be stronger and faster. That would have
Hmm.
been the big thing to get back to being able to run and do those things. But that didn't motivate me. So that's why I do these contests. It's not for any other reason than to go, oh crap, something's coming up. My
Right.
coach. That's the other thing, having a coach.
Okay.
I admire people that can do this. I was a coach. I thought I could do it on
Hmm.
my own. No, I couldn't. I needed to have that accountability every week to check in with somebody, not just with what I said, with what I look like.
Right.
So I always joke, and I have aunties that go, "Oh, there you are, showing your body off again." It's not. It's about the accountability. That's
Hmm.
why I do it because I know that's my accountability. But you know what? I sometimes just take a break. I strained my hip 2 days ago, and normally that's why it keeps going. I would have went back. I said, no. You know what? I'm
Right.
not.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is what I'm going to tell you is, and you know it, and I'm sure somebody else has said it, don't let yourself go. They usually say don't let yourself go more than one day
Okay.
from that routine.
Hmm.
Depending on grief, depending in our communities and,
Hmm.
and the things that happens in our community, as you're speaking as an Indigenous person, that isn't always realistic. So my big thing that I teach in a lot of my workshops and stuff is I'm going to give you 5 days.
Hmm.
And then you're starting to not care for your spirit after that. And so that has been a big
True.
mind change. It's just not about my body. It's about my mind, body, heart, spirit, soul,
Hmm.
um, whatever religion or spirituality you believe in, um, your body is a temple to your creator, whatever that is.
Yes.
And so that's something I have to do and I was scared. Like I said, I had low
Mm.
self-esteem. I was scared. I had performance anxiety, all these things for so long. Now I'm like, oh, heck no. What do I got to be scared of? I'm
Mhm.
paying to do this stuff. It's not like I'm trying to get my Olympic pro card or this or,
Right.
some of those I don't care what people think. I don't
Mhm.
care. I'm doing this for me. So that's really the accountability. And
Yeah.
the coach, honestly, it's a financial commitment. I don't like wasting money. So the thought
Right.
of, yeah, and my coach has already told me I'm going to break up with you. If I don't hear from you for 3 weeks in a row, I'll reach out a final time, but then we're done because I don't have
Yeah.
time. I've got third, and I was like, oh, I paid you. But he's right. You got to respect your own time or you're never going to respect other people's time. So
You probably know this fact because you was in the business before, but 80% of gym memberships go unused.
thank
Yeah.
God I had a studio that could physically fit like 9 people. It was
Okay.
they would call it, everyone called it the island of lost toys. Because if you had any type of mental health, anything we were an open door policy. Well, exactly. If everybody would have showed up at any
Right.
time, we would have been out of business because there was no room. So
Right.
we were always laughing. We're like, thank goodness we have half of our slackers here. But yeah, so
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, I loved every minute of it. It was so cool and really it was about helping other people who hated working out enjoy it.
Hmm.
And I I feel sad to this day that I don't want to say bored of it. My talents needed to be used in a different area. I know that I'm still going to go back to that one day. That's part of why I do the contest. It's part of the motivation. It's part of why I'm so honored that you would ask me to do this
Oh.
because it allows me to keep sharing.
Well, I love to see people succeed. And that's just, when people have a lot of excuses and you also have life too, and life isn't always perfect, but sometimes you have to put that to the side. And like you said, if you need to mourn or give yourself a break, you do it. But you
Yeah.
got to stay motivated and got to stay going. And I see
You
it.
also got to make an appointment with yourself every day. So just so everyone knows, I'm on the road for the next 2 weeks. I'm leaving for community to go facilitate a 3 day strategic planning session. I get back Friday. Saturday, I repack and I leave again for Vegas on Sunday for another week. Will I be working out? Will I have food in my hotel
Mhm.
room? Will I make? Yes, yes, and
Mhm.
yes.
Let me see my last question here for you. We may have already covered it. Um, what advice would you give to others who are looking to embark on this transformation like you've done?
Okay, so, and I always say that because I say with a grain of salt because not everybody wants to get on the stage, right? So if you want to
Right,
say, and I like to clarify because people go, I don't want to do what you do. And I go, hey, you don't have to. What I think you mean is you want to make a big something.
right.
So, first of all, you've got to invest in yourself. I've been trying for years. I'm like, oh, I know how to work out. I know
Mhm.
I've worked at every gym in town. Every instructor said, just come back and teach classes. You'll get back in shape. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, no, no, no. Until I invested, and it may not be money, it may be
Mhm.
your time, it may be I don't know. Tuning in every morning and saying, no, I'm gonna turn that alarm on every morning at 5. I don't know what it is. Oh,
Right.
and if you no, I'm not a 5 a.m. exerciser.
Neither am I.
If anybody wonders, I normally work out at 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Mhm.
I
Oh, at
know it's
night.
not the best.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I work out. I have a 24-hour gym membership. When I used to run with kids, I would run at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'd run around my neighborhood. So
Okay.
I've always been that person when I do get into it. That's part of it is you've got to decide whatever that looks like. What would I do? I can only afford to walk for 5 minutes today because the kids might wake up. Well, then I'm going to do 5 minutes. And
Right.
if I can do longer, great. But invest in yourself, make an appointment with yourself because tomorrow never comes, my friends, right? That's
That
the
is
way she
true.
goes.
That is true. Absolutely true.
And you need to figure out what your accountability currency is what I call it, right? What is it? For me, I need a fear factor, is what I call it. I
Okay.
need something to go, oh crap, that's coming up, or I'm going to disappoint myself by disappointing
Mhm.
my coach, maybe, right? It may be there's like online bets I've heard people, right? Where there's those things where you can bet to lose weight, and it's just like a thing where if you
Oh,
lose it
wow.
and you
Okay.
make some, yeah, it's like
Mhm.
my friend always signs up. But that's what I mean. You've got to decide
Mhm.
what is my currency? Because if it's just to look good in a bikini, if that motivates you, great. But if not, you need to dig deeper and go, why do I want to do this? Your why
Mhm.
needs to make you cry. And yeah,
The why,
yeah,
absolutely. I always I tell people you got to know your why and start from there. Absolutely. Mm. Well, I'm going to end it here. We could probably talk for hours, but Zoom is flashing here. It's like, oh, about to run out of time. And maybe we need to do a part two. Maybe 3 months into the 2026 journey you're on.
well, even get closer to my next contest. I'd love to chat with you before that or right after that. So that's May 16th will be my next, and then I have a
16.
couple more booked after that. So,
Just a
because I'm
couple.
really gonna, yeah, yeah, it's exciting. So I'd love to chat with you again about it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. You guys stay warm up there. I don't know how you do it. I just don't know.
Helps burn
And
off. That's where the good metabolism comes off. You're shaking so much. Joking.
hmm, well, tell Corey I said hello,
I
and
will. Give Julie big hugs for me.
I sure will. And I will see you soon. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording real quick.
Thank you.
Uh,